Thank you for that warm welcome. Not having been here, I didn't realize that my first slide would be up there the whole time everyone's talking. Kind of sorry about that, kind of not. I've done this presentation before at BNI. For a few of you who have seen it, so maybe treat it like a rerun. You'll see things that you hadn't seen before, like watching a movie a second time, right? So I just wanted to point out that little mountain there is Mount Fuji in Japan, and I've climbed it. 12,000 feet, went up in July, 23 years old, young and fit and fast, and for 2 days I was out. When I came back, I soaked in the tub. That was rough, but it was totally worth it. I've got the staff with all these burn marks, Japanese emblems, still in my log cabin. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. So, I do search engine optimization. What is that? You think you know. I'll tell you a little bit more about it. And I'm going to show you my family. So, starting on your left, Michael, 12 years old. I should have updated this. Lydia's 14 months. My wife, Jennifer. Boys call me El Daddy-O. Samuel turned 12 in June, and then Joel actually just turned 13 on Saturday. Sophia is 2 3/4, not 2 2/3 now. She says it well. At her arrival, I stopped trimming my beard. So it used to be nice and short and cute, and my wife says now I look old. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm going to need to scare some people away from my daughter, don't you think? Look how cute she is. And then we have another one on the way. I'm not sure if it's a boy or girl, due in November.
Daddy-o.
Daddy-o. Yes, indeed. Time to get a television. All right. So, I am an author. The book is called Winter's Comin'. It's written as a memoir from the perspective of my father, who, from an early age, desired to move to the woods and build a log cabin. Well, he did it. And so there's some pictures of the build process. There I am in the garden as a young kid in front of the house. And then this lower left is a picture of the living room as it is now. Still have that cabin. So I mention all this to help you understand who I am and that my skills as a writer are useful in search engine optimization because it's text-based. So I've had quite a bit of practice with this.
Jake, what state was that in your city?
Washington State.
Washington State.
3 hours from Seattle, across the mountains on the dry side, the bright, sunny side. Lake Chelan's the third deepest lake in North America. Beautiful. My heart's still there.
Hydroplane races there, isn't it, Jake?
Yes, indeed. Yep, quite a few. Proof that I wasn't born with a beard. There I am. In the corner. Went to the Merchant Marine Academy, graduated in 2000, and then I worked with the Naval Auxiliary as a civilian. I was commissioned as an ensign in the Naval Reserves and stayed alive and kept a pulse for 8 years. So I advanced to 03 in the reserves and worked on ammunition ships. One of the things about working with the Navy and ammunition ships is the importance of attention to detail and high performance standards. Because if you don't do it right, you're going to die. SEO won't kill you. Unless, you do it wrong and you starve. But that's way unlikely, right? The skills that I learned there carry over to what I do with search engine optimization. There I am as the captain. Took a ship from Lake Charles, Louisiana with humanitarian aid to Israel during the Lebanon War. That's the ship there, the Spirit of Grace. It's a World War II ship with an inline 6-cylinder diesel engine making 1,700 horsepower. You can almost buy a Cadillac with that much power these days. It was very hard. People did almost die. And I was 28 years old, never having been a captain before or going across the Atlantic, dealing with storms, dealing with people who needed to be home for Christmas. We need to get the ship back across the ocean. No, I need to be home for Christmas. That's book number 2. Still coming. Got about 40,000 words written, but I need to finish the first one. Part of my experiences there, I'm not intimidated by a tough situation. So if you've got some scary SEO or marketing or digital challenge, bring it on. There's my wife. Isn't she lovely? Jennifer. That's in the middle there is our wedding picture in Bolivia. We were married twice in Bolivia on my parents' anniversary. So my dad and mom on their first date on my dad's Land Cruiser, and then Jennifer and I on our first date on my Land Cruiser. I was able to bring that back home with me from Bolivia. So those children are all the children from the orphanage, and we adopted the 3 oldest. So Joel, Samuel, and Michael. And if you pray, and you ever think of this story or me or a big beard or anything again, pray for us, would you? It's
6 kids.
6 kids. Does anything more need to be said? Right? Whew. Okay. So, speaking of now transitioning into search engine optimization, SEO drives your Google results. So here's something that I hadn't mentioned before. I'm just thinking of this, and some of you will hear it again tomorrow. Go to the search engine and type in your own terms for your business. Copy repair, investment services, ink and toner, CPA. Type it in. See what shows up. Are you there? Are your competitors there? Are you happy with what you see? The work that I do affects those results. There's ways to trick it. You can be dirty. I'm not dirty. I like the O in optimization because what a good SEO person is doing is cleaning up the clutter, making it optimum. That's what Google's looking for. They're looking for optimum. They'll smack down the cheaters. They'll catch up, and they will forcibly push results down beyond the 10th page. But somebody who optimizes, plays by their rules, will naturally see their results slowly coming to the top. Don't go for quick. Don't go for number 1 promises, but do it optimum. That's what I do. So one of my biggest clients is the Art and Speed Classic Car Gallery in Collierville, Tennessee. I'm a car nut, like old cars. These are all pretty groovy, if you ask me. Any memories there? You see these cars, and you're like, I remember.
Your nose is growing.
So here's the story with Art and Speed Classic Car Gallery. They have 90 classic collectible cars for sale. Nobody knows they're there. Who's ever heard of them? How long's the business been open? So I show up and I say, well, you have some problems with your website, first of all. When you see this is a snapshot from a before of the 57 Bel Air page. What do you notice?
Well, the engine size is up there. There's no transmission.
Yeah, does it have an engine? For $70,000, you sure hope so. Right? No? Missing. Oh. There are gaps that obscure the message, right? So Art and Speed is trying to present this message to the viewing public. We have fantastic cars, which is true. But their website does not represent them very well with those gaps. And you can't see the car because of the information that's missing. Do you know websites like this? Have you seen this before? You struggled with this before? Is your own website like this at all? You just don't have time? It's like shoes for the cobbler's children? Yeah? This is the bottom half of that page. This beauty just arrived. I can't tell you how long it was like that. But I can tell you that since I've been there, I've reduced the percentage of pages that had that sort of information from... It was 60% that was missing. To now it's like 3 pages. Out of their 90. I'm going to pat myself up. Every single one of those pages used to look like this.
Under construction.
Now it's got something like this. This page happens to be ranking. So it's showing up now in search results when people type in finance your classic car or classic car financing. Not even something I anticipated. Very excited about it. These are citations. Lynn was telling me about trying to contact a lady named Sally. Goes to her website, and the phone number leads to nowhere. It's a dead end. Can't find her phone number anywhere else out there. This is just art and speed stuff, but you'd be surprised. Depending on the amount of time that I have, I'll show you a little bit of what I've discovered with some of my other clients. 9 different phone numbers for one business. 2 easily, sometimes 3 or 4 different business locations. Citations are the name of the business, if that's ever changed. Like, oh, you know what, it'd be better if we called ourselves. Well, somebody's got a record of that old name. The address. Did you move from Mendenhall to Wolf River Boulevard or Germantown Parkway? Phone number. Do you have 9? Were you able to keep the 1? And your website. Maybe you changed the domain name. All those records are kept out there, and it's amazing what that noise will do to reduce the strength of your business signal. Kind of speaking technical radio ship type terms, signal to noise ratio. Optimization means clearing the clutter and allowing the strength of what is true to come shining through, like the searchlight for Batman, right? You don't want a bunch of loose candles scattered. You want to bring them all together with one lens that focuses that power. That's what optimization does. Do you want to spend the time doing this?
Oh, no.
This is something a chemistry teacher would like. Do you know how I know that?
Taught something.
I did it. So, some graphs. Here's where I started with art and speed. Backlinks. These are links that point to the page. Google's looking for authority. Each website page needs to be an answer. Someone types in a question. You may not think of it this way, but this is what's going on. You're typing in a question. You're searching for an answer. Google says, we want to provide the best answer to their question. How do they know what is the best answer to the question? Some of this tells the robots. A lot of websites pointing at a website will say, these people are the answer. Somebody's looking for classic cars in Tennessee. There's all these links that are related to classic cars or related to cars in Tennessee pointing at art and speed. We think they're the authority, so they're pushed up higher. And I've increased these numbers by 40 and 80%. Alexa, this is a relative ranking, just a comparison site. Slight improvement, right? The goal is to be number 1, like the number 1 best. They were ranked at number 18.7. They're now up at 3.6. This is global. Amazon.com is number 6. I don't expect I'll be able to get them to number 5. Even 11. But if they're at 1 million, right, making some pretty good progress. Organic keywords. These are search terms that you can put in to the search engine, and as far as this is calculated, any set of terms that shows up, classic car financing, 67 Mustang Fastback, classic cars Tennessee, and so on. If they show up in the first 5 pages of Google, first 50 results, this tool that I'm using will say, here they are with an organic keyword return. That arrow's when I showed up. Dropping out, falling away. I start doing some work, and the numbers climb a little bit. 66% growth.
Jay, you talked about companies cheating to get up on this search engine. Is this how they do it, using bogus words or?
Bogus links, rather. So the previous slide, yeah, you can buy cheap, garbagey, spammy links very inexpensively, actually. Folks in India and Pakistan and the Philippines.
2,000 followers in 10 minutes.
Yeah, social media clicks and so on. Not judging. Having lived in a place where there's poverty, I understand the desperation where these people will do anything that they can do to get ahead, not necessarily even knowing that it's illegitimate or that it's harmful. But people here will take advantage of that and say, I'll give you $5, which will buy them food for a day or two, and they'll build 100 links. It's going to take them a week maybe, or 1,000 links. Google catches on and like, this is irrelevant. It's cheap. It's from overseas. And they'll take the site that's doing that and crush it. The way I do it is quite a bit harder. but a lot more long-term value. So this is a screenshot from Google Analytics, a pretty steadily increasing trend. This is for the number of people who have found the Art and Speed website. So it's grown, I think it's 118% just at the time of this, which was done a little while ago. It's sticky. Visitors hang out. So they spend 3.5 minutes on average on the site. Some of that's the content. I'll just say cars are cool, and when they find it, like if we're talking about colonoscopies, probably not going to spend so much time. Maybe, maybe they will spend. So that was a bad example. I'm so sorry.
That's the challenge.
Bounce rate, searchers find what they want, 34%. So they get there, they're like, yes, this is what I was looking for. They're not looking for ivory soap, right? They show up, they type in cars, they find us, they stay, they keep looking at cars. So that red line represents their growth trend line from before. Decent, right? This is the difference I've made. Not in many cases will I have access to this level of financial detail for a business. Okay? So I happen to have it by looking at the back end of their site and seeing their sales figures. And this was even calculated before June ended. So this is for the first 6 months of each of the years. 2012, it was only from June to December, because that's when they started. But that represents 21% growth over their trend line. SEO making a financial difference. You're not paying the light bill. When you invest in search engine optimization, it's not just the basics of what you need to operate your business, but it is an investment where you'll hope to have a return. I'll give you $500, you make me $1,000 worth of business. Deal. Okay? That's the idea here. So, SEO opportunities. I help businesses connect with customers. So if you're looking to grow your business, you're looking to expand your reach to the number of people that can find you online, search engine optimization and the way that I do it is something that can help you make that happen. Return on investment, these are some rough numbers, approximate $500 a month, boosting traffic 15%. I actually think 30. But I put 15 in writing because I want you to be like, oh, wow, right? Under promise, over deliver. Optimizing your site can be your differentiator. It can make you stand out. One of the factors, stand out above your competition, right? The truth is not many people are doing this, particularly in Memphis, particularly in this area. One of my challenges has been education, convincing businesses, you're going to get something back out of this. You're not paying me because I have a nice beard, but because I can actually help your business grow. And your competitors aren't. So good service, doing the job well, offering a quality product, essential. Once you have that and you're looking for a little bit more, you're looking for an edge, right here. Okay. One thing that I didn't mention earlier is that I learned this while I was in Bolivia. After I finished up my 2 years of teaching science as a police officer, effectively controlling hormonal teenagers. Yeah. Anybody done that? I mean, if you have your own children, you have an idea. But if you're standing in front of 30 of them, oh, anything else? I got an opportunity to do search engine optimization because of my writing. So I was found on a freelance website by the guy who runs Blackfin, which if you type in anywhere in the whole United States, I haven't tried Hawaii yet, that's my goal, legal SEO expert or law firm SEO expert, imagine how competitive that is. This guy shows up on the top, fills the first page. He taught me what I know about this. He didn't want to pay me a U.S. wage when I moved from Bolivia to here. So on positive terms, we parted, and now I'm on my own using a lot of what he taught me and he learned over the course of almost a decade of very competitive SEO. So are you happy with your Google rankings? Is it easy for customers to do business with you? Do they find your phone number in an easy place on your website? Is your phone number on your website and in search results and in citation sources all the same? Is it consistent? Or are gaps obscuring your message? Are you hidden? Is your service or the quality that you offer actually obscured just by your digital presence, I can help you with that. Email me for an SEO opportunities assessment. I brought an example, and I think I have a little bit of time to talk about it, but 2, 3, sometimes 4 pages, where I'll look at a website and I'll go through the website itself. I'll go through the citations. What does the internet think about where you're located? Are people confused? And then I'll look at the backlink profile and see if we can come up with some opportunities. How do we make your web presence better? $20. It's at least a $200 value. I used to do this for free. And then people will say thanks, or, oh, whoops, I don't have a website. So now I'm looking for a commitment. I'm looking for a little do you mean it? Okay, I'll do a good job for you. But, I'm just going to check your engagement level first. I offer SEO service by the hour. I build custom packages. When I worked with the agency, it was A, B, or C. And the price jumped quite a bit from A to C. I tried that here on my own. Not so effective. So I can work with your budget. Tell me what you think that you have and is available for making an investment to get more back. And I will use all of the tools that I've got. I'll pull out all the stops, and I'll cherry pick and customize the best way to get the quickest improvement for your search results.
Can I give you a quick testimonial?
Yes, please.
I won't mention the name, but somebody that many of us in the room respect greatly, who does not have a brick and mortar business, but is totally dependent upon networking and her website. She was appalled when she found out all of the flaws, and she had been paying somebody good money to take care of her website. And I know a tenth or a fraction of what all goes on there. I was so blown away where you found opportunity for this person, and she was blown away too.
It's kind of fun for me to dig into the backside of a website. My wife and I, our desks, we look over monitors at each other, and she'll hear me saying, "Oh, wow," or "What?" or "That's amazing," and she knows she does not think it's amazing. The stuff that I find is not that exciting for her, but I really like it. My mother was a dental assistant, and she looks at teeth, right? It's her thing. Websites are mine. I'm like, ooh, that's horrible. My wife's like, what are you talking about? So, my tagline is ride the wave to business growth. You can ride the wave with Jake Beaty and Great Wave SEO, or you can bite it.